want you guys to be honest with me. If I can just be real for a second. I want you to be 100 with me. Keep it 100 and be honest, alright? Do I sound like Corey Haim from the Lost Boys? I watched the movie for the first time in forever. I forgot how fucking cool that movie is, but I feel like I kind of sound like Corey Haim. And I don't know how to feel about it. I need some outside opinions. But that movie is so cool. I forgot about just how stylish everything is. Even the dirty high-top Reeboks look fucking styling. I completely forgot about the dirt bikes. And I also forgot about all the comic book stuff in it as well. Now, if I can deviate from talking about something that is, oh God, just the epitome of 80s cool, maybe just cool in general, I haven't decided, and talk about something that's not cool, which is Infidel, number 5. I think it's possibly the finale of the series, comic book guy, not Simpsons comic book guy. I don't have enough clout to know that, man. But the guy at my local comic book shop said he thinks there might be one more issue, but I get the vibe that this is the final one. And I would just like to point out that segue I just did, ace. You would think segues like that would translate into more subs. You'd be wrong. So let's just get into this garbage. I wish this comic like really fucking went for it and were like, white people are the devil. They need to be exterminated. Everyone needs to just abide by Sharia law. Can we just do that? Just fucking go for it. Go wild. Or go really conservative, but in a Saudi Arabian fashion. Okay, let's just get into this. Wow, this cover, I like this. I don't care about this. And I don't care about this. Like, what am I looking at here? It's like some woman just sitting in a pile of leaves and this hunchback trying to ruin her leaf nap. I don't know, but let's get into this. We start off with some flashbacks. If you remember, Aisha's building, everybody's building, was blown up by a terrorist. And everybody, there's bad vibes in there now. But we come back to this flashback where we see there's some Korean people, and there's some dialogue here, and it's a person complaining that the fucking Koreans are speaking Korean. How dare they? But you know what? It actually it works itself out because the Koreans are also fucking racist towards black people. And I gotta ask you this: are Koreans really racist against black people, or is it just like tradition at this point? I mean, it just kind of seems like, you know, since the LA riots, they're like, hey, we hate all black people, right? And they're like, for appearances, let's just keep up. So everybody's a fucking racist, and we see all these old white people complaining about the Muslim guy, but they're like, it's not because he's a Muslim, it's because he's a fucking creep, which, yeah, Muslims can be creeps. Anybody can be a creep. And then Pornsack, he even references it. He was like, she made it sound like I had a problem with him being an Arab, and I'm like, you're like, maybe she should actually come talk to the guy before saying you're racist. Your generation in a nutshell. Appearances over truth. Fucking useless. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You nailed it. And then apparently Ashley lost out on a job for being white. Yeah, can you believe it? I auditioned for this theater company. Number one, theater people are awful. And your name is already Ashley, so, you know, don't seek out terrible employment. Because women named Ashley, I feel like, don't name your daughter Ashley. It's just going to send her down a path to the underworld. And that's the nicest way I can put it. Underworld might be the name of her themed strip club she eventually has to begrudgingly apply to. Because nobody wants to hire a woman named Ashley for not anything that isn't insidious or sexual in nature. But the cast had too many white people. You know how white people always be loving theater and shit? Total aside, they do. They fucking love it. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Because, you know, God forbid, it's about actually being qualified as opposed to just being PC. I mean, that's true though, but I don't know why this is in here because you're making it seem like, yeah, all these people are racist, but they say they're not racist for these reasons, but in Pornsack's mind, I think he's supposed to say, like, look at this fucking racist. She's saying that, you know, these people aren't qualified, and who are we to say that they aren't? But this is also a valid point, you know what I mean? And they're all just sort of sitting around talking about they're all going to gang up on the Arab guy because he's being fucking weird and he's putting shit out in the hallway. And it's my understanding that New York apartments, super small, hallways probably even smaller, and you can't be just putting random shit. It doesn't even matter for New York. Don't be putting shit in the hallway, a communal hallway. It's not nice. I feel like that shit doesn't even fly in Arab countries. They do not put your fucking prayer rugs in the hole. I know Arab people own regular things as well, but I'm trying to be funny. You know what I'm saying? So eventually they're talking about how they're gonna gang up on them, but poor white people, you should be concentrating on your goddamn bills instead of being racist, okay? And eventually they're gonna go confront this guy, because look at all these fucking boxes, you know what I'm saying? But, Ashley, is it? Do you think? Are all dumb women named Ashley? Or are all Ashleys dumb women? What's the cause and effect here? What's the correlation? Someone do a study. And I'm not gonna use my goddamn degree to do it, so somebody do it. I'm giving you permission. But apparently they're going to go confront this guy because he's fucking all these boxes. And Mitchell, he's the one who trips over the guy's pressure cooker bomb, which is pressure cooker bombs are quite in vogue. I'm just saying, you know what the government needs to do? They just need to put a flag on ball bearings. Because if somebody's buying some ball bearings, they're up to some shit. What reason do normal people have for ball bearings? I'm just saying, it's fucking suspect. What do you need all those tiny little balls for? You better be putting them in your penis and not in a pressure cooker and ruining everybody's day. Or improving it, because sometimes they put those things in Subways, and I feel like Subways are just kind of sad in general. But not the CTA. That's a good Subway. The Red Line, shout out to the Red Line. So he actually trips over it. So you could make the argument that Mitchell, this white man, he's the real terrorist. He's the one who caused the destruction. Not the Arab guy who was going to do it at a later date. I mean, come on. You can't be putting off... You've already made the bomb. Like, I sometimes allow myself to get excited for things, right? Very seldom, but sometimes I can't help it. And if I made a bomb, I gotta do that shit right then. You think I'm just going to have a bomb and just be like, that's all... I wouldn't be able to do anything or concentrate on anything else except for, oh my god, how high is the body count going to be? Or I'd keep messing with it and blow myself up, and then I don't end up in paradise. I end up on the gates outside of paradise, peering in through the bars, being like, damn, if I wasn't such a tinkerer, I could be in there. And then we go back to what's actually happening in the story now. Aisha, or no, fuck, what's her name? I used to know her name. It's not, I don't even have a guess. So she went back to the apartment to get some medical files for Aisha because some sort of, it doesn't pan out. Like, the whole previous issue was like, oh, if we get a hold of these medical files, maybe something. And then she's staunchly like, no, you can't look at these medical files because something in there is going to reveal something, but it doesn't. And it doesn't come back except for that she loses them. So I guess it's supposed to be a mystery, but I think I've solved the mystery and it's not cohesive writing. Shots fired. So he discovers that his friend is dead. Look at all these fights. Look at that. That guy. Oh, he might be alive. No, I think you need a neck to live. I mean, I'm not a doctor. I don't have a medical background, but I think you may need a neck to live. I feel, you know, I don't want to get ahead of myself. But I feel like a neck is pretty damn important. You got the, where are you going to put your jugulars? In your chest? No. So he discovers these dead bodies, and when you're standing over dead bodies, obviously you're a murderer. I mean, shoot first, ask questions later. And she has this Miss Baha, and apparently it's some sort of Muslim, I don't want to say trinket. Trinket feels like you buy trinkets at a gift shop. It's some sort of religious thing that it's like gonna ground her, I guess. It's just something. It's a sentimental thing, and it's gonna give her the strength to overcome a man's strength. I mean, biologically speaking, he's gonna take you down every day. And a man fueled on vengeance, he's gonna beat you every time, girl, no matter how many necklaces or bracelets you have. So he goes after her. She grabs a 2x4 with a nail in it. Oh no, you should just... It doesn't kill him though, because that's only like half an inch out, you know what I'm saying? And she grabs the file, she's running for him. I mean, you gotta kill her though. Look at that. She done fucked your grill up beyond repair. I mean, I don't have a lot of things going for me. But I know if I get in a fight, I always carry a mouth guard in my pocket. It's already molded to my teeth. But you know what? I went the extra mile, and I did too, because I don't understand why NBA players don't also protect their bottom teeth. Like, what the fuck? Are the bottoms less important than the top? Because I feel like I use them an equal amount. I mean, sure, the top ones are the star, but the bottom teeth, that's a supporting role, and I need them. I need them in there, so I'm protecting them. So I carry them all the time in case of fight. So, but if somebody fuck my grill up, oh, they gots to die. So we see these are the medical files that you think, like, what could this have possibly even been in the medical files to justify her being haunted by hate poltergeists? I don't, like, you open it, just this bitch crazy. Like, what official diagnosis? So she's running, she's got the file, and then this fucking baby comes flying in from the goddamn tightrope with either a stalactite or a stalagmite growing out of its head. I can't remember the difference. But, yeah, baby's day out, just fucking coming for this girl. She drops a file, she's, running everywhere. Then we see this creature again, a lot of eyes. A lot of eyes. I feel like some of these kind of look like some A-cups. Some of these look like they're pasted on, but you know what? It's spooky, and this guy's like, whoa. Dude, you picked the wrong day to wander out of the hall shirtless. I know you've been thinking about it. You're like, oh, God, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go out there shirtless. I am me, and I can't change me. I have to accept who I am. I don't need to be ashamed of myself. I'm going to do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go out there. What the fuck? Yeah, you got a spooky-ass monster that apparently is stronger than a cheap Target broom. So, I cannot remember her name. I was so proud of myself for remembering it in the previous issue, but I don't have it now. So Betty, she's making a run for it, and the whole building is getting a little goopy-eyed. She's still running throughout the whole building, and we get a flashback to a talk between her and Aisha talking about how Betty here is no longer a Muslim. And, oh geez, you know, and they're so blasé about it, but I feel like in real life that conversation wouldn't be as amicable or anything. But the whole thing is, she's got this piece of jewelry, and it has Muslim meaning or something, and I think it's supposed to be a little bit of redemption, I guess. Like, hey, even though you're not Muslim technically, you can find comfort in Muslim things, or maybe it's like a thing where it's like, hey, you turn your back on your faith, but now you need your faith more than ever. You could look at it from a couple different angles. I'm not a fan of jewelry. I don't like necklaces. I don't like rings. If you wear rings, you're sketchy as fuck. I don't care if it's like a $20,000 ring, and if you wear a pinky ring, you better be in the mafia, because there's no other justification for that shit. So she has this flashback she's like, oh yeah, I need to touch these beads and shit'll work out. She goes in the basement, she gets some turpentine, and she starts just splashing it everywhere, because you know how you solve ghosts? You blow them up. And also, you know what? The building's already been blown up before. Let's just make a sequel out of it. Look pretty good. And then we see Tom, he's back, and oh god, he's looking better than ever. Let's, who's your friend? And I just, you know what I realized when I'm looking at this image here? You're not even going to be able to guess what I'm going to say, alright? But I realized that if you're ugly, like super ugly, like grotesque, become a contortionist. That's what I'm taking away from this right now. Because guess what? If you're grotesque, if you're morbid looking, if you're just downright strange, people are going to look at you either way. So you better give them another reason to just stay looking. That's the whole reason for the freak show. Anytime you listen to some freak show stuff, they're like, hey, I was weird anyway. Now I get paid for being weird. They're the suckers. But I'm just saying, look at this. And it's not even really a contortionist thing, but I mean, he's got an arm coming out of his hunchback. His legs very pointing those toes like a ballet dancer. I'm just saying, if you're ugly, think about getting into contorting your body in weird ways. It's just a thought. I'm trying to help you people in your real life. So, okay, so Betty here, she finds a 2x4. No, she finds a gun? No. One of the other neighbors comes down. He shoots dear old boy Tom. And Aisha tells him, no, not Aisha. Betty, government name, I don't know. Betty, she tells him to get the fuck out of here, and we see that the ghosts, they're calling her some names. So what are the names they're calling her? Ooh, porn sack, you couldn't bring yourself to actually write it in a comic? Maybe that was the artist, but let's just forget that one. We got bitch cunt, whore, trash, scum. Ooh, that stings. Trash terrorists. Are garbage men just trash terrorists? I feel like you could call a garbage man trash terrorist. Trash terrorist, scum, thug. Ooh. Get this woman an ice pack. But you know what? You know what I also realized? I realized a lot of things in all these comics. What is a super funny thing you could call a Muslim or an ex-Muslim? Come up with your answer. Guess what? I got mine. You got yours? Alright, I'll go first. Kike. Super funny to call a Muslim or an ex-Muslim a kike. What? You know, kike is a derogatory term for a Jewish person. Do I know the history? No. Have I ever thought of calling anyone that ever? No. But super funny to call a Muslim that. So if you got a Muslim friend, feel free to bust that shit on them. And then the building explodes, and it's big news, and we cut to Aisha, who, I swear to God, dude, this comic, this is not how Aisha's looked at all. This looks, a lot of this comic is tracing over pictures is what it looks like. And it's the whole thing where Aisha had to move in with her mom because people still think she's kind of crazy, even though it's been proven that she wasn't crazy, and she wants to have possession of her stepdaughter. But I gotta say, if you're a step-parent and the real parent dies, you can just leave. You can just get the fuck out of here. That ain't your kid, dog. You can just leave. That's not a part of your problem. But look at this. Like, this doesn't look like how she's looked in any of the other issues whatsoever. And it straight up looks like traced over a photograph. And then look at this one. Does that look like the same person? It doesn't look like the same person at all. So it ends with the building is probably going to be rebuilt by some other white guys, and you see some sketchy ghosts in the corner, because once a building is racist, it shall remain racist.